What's going on, y'all? Knowledge coming at you again with some more relationship advice. Call me Dr. Love Knowledge. Nah, I'm bullshitting, but I got another question. Y'all been hitting me up with this relationship stuff, but somebody asked me when is a good time to bring up sex. It was a guy, he told me he was talking to a girl for a while. She's kind of conservative, and she doesn't really come forward with things, as far as sex, or certain, what position she likes, or etc., etc. And they've been talking for about a month now. They've never really had a conversation about sex. And again, I'm gonna give you some advice. First of all, I've dealt with conservative girls, and I've dealt with women who were very aggressive. And the thing about conservative girls, she's not going to come out and be the first one to talk about sex. You have to be a man and you have to take charge. Women want a man to be a man. They just want you to know when to let them voice their opinion too. But you have to always be a man in everything you do. And she's not going to come out and be the first one to talk about it. But I understand how it can be kind of a hard thing to bring up, because you don't want her to take it the wrong way. And I know there's a lot of women out there. I don't really care for women like this. A woman who can't talk about sex without thinking that that's your only intention. I don't like women like that. I like grown ass women that can talk about society issues, racism, sex, whatever, family issues, with an open mind and not take anything to the heart. But that's my personal opinion. But a lot of times when you bring up sex to women, initially they think, oh, that's all he wants. He talking about sex or whatever. Or you might be a week or two into getting to know a woman, and you bring up sex. Oh, is that all you want? You could be talking about all kind of shit. Politics. Her family, everything. The minute you bring up sex, the whole vibe can go left. But again, it just depends on the woman. But my advice to you, if that's a conversation you want to get into, her being conservative, she's not going to be the first one, like I said. But you have to be creative and move and settle into that conversation. And one of my tips, that I used to use back in the day, I'm not going to give out all my tips, I'm going to leave some of my shit for, if I ever have a son. But, a good way, which is one of my tips, put on a movie. Maybe you watching a movie at the house one night, and it's a movie that has, a raw sex scene in it. Maybe like a, Monsters Ball, or Baby Boy has a raw sex scene, or, one of those type of movies. Not nothing that's overboard, because it might give off the wrong message, but a movie that has a little sex in it. And when the scene is on or whatever, the scene goes, or you could just casually bring up, say, oh, that was a wild scene right there. Do you like it like that, or would you ever let a guy do something to you like that? You have to be creative in how you bring up sex. And by doing it that way, what it's doing is you're engaged in conversation with her on that topic, but you're not full force coming out with it to where it seems like that's all you want, or that's what you're trying to get started at the moment. Especially if you don't have a well deep bonded relationship with her. You want to be very careful on when you bring up sex, because different women take it the wrong way. Some women, the first day they meet you, they can talk about sex and there's nothing to it. Some women, as soon as you bring up sex, they think that's all you want. Some women, it takes time. They have to get, a certain type of feeling about you before they talk about those certain topics. But you can do it that way, or you have to be creative. That's what it's about. And more than likely, she'll give you an answer. Hey, yeah, I've gotten wild like that before, or I don't like it that way, or blah blah blah. And then from there you can gradually start asking other questions, because now you guys are on the topic of sex. So that's your time to ask what you want to ask, and not be ridiculed for it. So it's all about being creative and setting the mood right and setting the moment right. And That's basically my advice to you. You know, I mean, you know, like I said, she's not. If she's conservative, she's not going to be the first one. And with conservative women, you do have to take charge, and you have to a lot of times, you know, push them out there in the pool. Don't let them drown, but you know, push them out there and be aggressive in what you want and your intentions. Because a lot of times, you know, it just not always just conservative women. It can be women in general. They don't always want to be the first one, because women have this thing about not wanting to be viewed as a hoe, or viewed as loose, or you know, someone that's easy. That's their whole thing. And you have a lot of women out here that are hoes. What they'll do is they'll put on this role and try to act like they're so classy and sedity, when really they're an undercover hoe. And somebody like me, I could point that out right away. But that just comes with getting familiar with women, talking to different type of women, and you know, just being involved with women. But it's all about playing your cards right, moving the right pieces. You know, when you're dealing with women, it's about chess. You gotta know. It's like you playing chess. You gotta know when to make the right moves, when to use your pawns, when to use the king. You know, you gotta. It's somewhat of an art form to it, and you know, it just comes with being experienced and dealing with different type of women. But that's my advice to you if you really want to get into that type of conversation. But again, you have to be aggressive and you have to take charge. Again, if you guys have any advice, leave it in the inbox. Well, not the inbox, but the comments. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.